Hey, Ellis County, Kevin Crouch here with Ellis County Weather. You can see behind me, rain has arrived in Ellis County. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. You can see across the northern part of the county here, quite a bit of rain. And the other feature you're seeing here is that this outflow boundary is really what's driving this. I can already hear the thunder at my location. And you see kind of a box here. Let's zoom in. It may be a little bit hard to see here. You see this little box, this little polygon. That is a special weather statement just saying that this is a fairly strong storm. These storms are going to bring pretty heavy downpours. You're going to see gusty winds out of these storms, and you're also probably going to see some frequent lightning out of the stronger storms. So there may be some power outages, unfortunately, but the good news is these storms are bringing rain-cooled air as well, so hopefully it won't get too hot if the power does go out. But this outflow boundary continues to move to the south. Let's put this into motion here. And you can see as it does, it is just lighting up the radar here with all of this activity. It's providing the lift that we need to create these showers and thunderstorms. And as this continues to move south, it's going to blow all of this up. Now, this is bringing gusty winds with it. And one of those kind of features that we're going to see with that is what's called a gustnado. So this was sent in by James Levy in Ferris. So you can see this looks to the untrained eye kind of like a tornado. It's not a tornado though. What you're seeing is that there is this rotating column of air. There are dark clouds around, but the thing is, this is not a tornado. It's called a gustnado, and it's really akin to like a dust devil or a whirlwind or something of that nature. But because it is, actually associated with a gust front, in this case being the outflow boundary, we do call that a gustnado. So again, this is that feature, not a tornado. And I've heard a few people have kind of seen these, and this, really the reason this one is so visible is because it's hitting some of that dirt and sand and really, really light particles, so that it's real easy to see that. But that is just a piece of what we have been seeing throughout this period. So let's get back to the radar here and take a look. And we'll actually take a look, kind of go place by place. Midlothian getting plenty of rain right now. You see these two cells here, plenty of rain falling. And you see that Midlothian proper is just kind of right in the middle. Don't worry, I think this will fill in for that area. So this is what you're seeing across the area, and again, you see this outflow boundary continuing to push south, and these are going to kind of warp and morph and that kind of thing as we go. And as we slide over to the 75154 area, here you see Pecan Hill over to Rocket, down towards Boyce, a pretty nice little shower there, and over towards Bristol and Walnut Springs, Sand Lake, really on the east side of 45 there. Pretty decent shower falling there as well. And if we go further out, to the 4-county area, you can see that Ellis and Johnson, just starting out in Johnson County, you can see kind of two outflow boundaries here. Johnson County and over in Granbury and Glen Rose as well, getting some showers and thunderstorms. Really nothing happening as far as Hill County and Navarro County right now. Those areas are still dry, but don't worry, that outflow boundary will continue to move to the south and give you guys a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. If we put this into motion here, again, these outflow boundaries, as they continue to move to the south, are igniting these showers and thunderstorms. You can see a little bit of activity maybe around Itasca there starting to pick up. The thing is, the further away from the outflow boundary you get, the less likely it is that these storms are going to kind of maintain and really keep up what they're doing. You can see just a little bit of a shower just north of Blum there. Probably won't last very long because it doesn't have the push and the energy provided by this outflow boundary. And if we actually look north, it's been raining in Dallas for quite some time. You can see it just now moved south of Dallas, but as soon as it moved through, downtown Dallas got a really, really good shower. And, some of these showers may stick around for quite some time. So if we zoom back into Ellis County here, these don't quite look as intense as what we saw in Dallas earlier. You can see probably the strongest cell right now, right there in the Lancaster-Wilmer area right now, but some pretty good downpours happening across Ellis County right now. Again, from Midlothian over to Red Oak and Pecan Hill and Boyce there, over into Ferris, down towards Palmer, and as this continues to move to the south, it's just going to keep kicking up more storms behind it, providing that lift. It doesn't look like we're looking at any kind of severe weather today. Let me make sure that's clear. We're not looking at an atmosphere for tornadoes. We saw that gust tornado situation earlier. We're not looking at anything that looks like severe weather or anything damaging. Again, I won't be surprised if we do see some gustier winds associated with this. I won't be surprised if we see maybe a storm or two produce a little bit of small hail here and there. I don't know if I don't think I'm actually getting any rain yet, unfortunately. I'm trying to look out the window here. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any rain yet, but maybe that'll change. But as this activity continues to bubble up, you can see that there's quite a bit of it here. So hopefully these will not be the kind of storms that just pop up and go away and it's just done in a moment's notice. It looks like some places could get a decent bit of rain today. And this is also associated with lower temperatures for the rest of the week. And this actually is the first of 2, maybe 3 days of rain chances we have this week. We could see more showers and thunderstorms tomorrow on Wednesday. Could be even more showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. Less of a chance on Thursday, but today and tomorrow are really the best chances we have, with highs in the mid to upper 90s, which is a very nice departure from the triple digits that we've been seeing thus far. But we'll continue to see this activity across our area as we watch this outflow boundary continue to move through. That outflow boundary, of course, right now moving from just about to move through Venus all the way over to Waxahachie, on over to Ennis. Not as intense in the Ennis area. Unfortunately, it looks like the Ennis area could be losing a little bit of strength as far as that activity building there. We'll have to watch and see if some of this activity up near Ferris may be able to, some of this energy will be able to drag southward as well. It's definitely the northern parts of the county that are getting the most of the activity right now. The outflow just moved through Waxahachie, so I won't be surprised if Waxahachie starts getting some activity here pretty soon. What we'll eventually see, I think, at least what we've been seeing, is this activity will start to weaken. We'll see new activity pop up in its wake. The bad news is that as this continues to push southward, it generally loses energy. So as it continues to move southward, we're not going to be looking at quite as much activity as it continues onward. So Hill and Navarro counties do not really have that great a chance. And we talked earlier about that. If you looked at the forecast that I posted this morning, north of I-20 had the best chance of rain. South of I-20 didn't have much of a chance, but as you can see, there's plenty of activity right now, at least in the northern half of Ellis County. So the further south you get, the lower the chances of rain. But hopefully, as this activity, this outflow boundary moves southward, we might still see some of this activity push through. And again, this is not severe activity. I know you're looking at some of these reds and maybe some purples over there north of Midlothian. But this is not severe weather. We don't have any severe weather watches or warnings in effect for that matter. It looks like the most intense activity is here between Midlothian and Kingswood there, really between Midlothian and Cedar Hill. And you can see a pretty good downpour falling there. Let's take a look and see if we can. The vertically integrated liquid here, and it's possible that this is really heavy rain there. That's a really good downpour right there on 67. It's possible you could see some small hail associated with this part of the storm. So if you're on 67, you might want to pull over a little bit if you're listening to this. Hopefully you're not watching it, right? If you're listening to this and you're on 67 between Midlothian and Cedar Hill there, headed towards the Dallas County line, it's a really big downpour there. And if you're heading towards that area, I would give it a minute and let that downpour pass, because it may be very impossible to see anything in front of you and really to navigate that safely. So pulling over would be a good idea, but do not pull under an overpass, because that could impede traffic and keep emergency responders from getting to where they need to go in the case of an accident or something of that nature. But fortunately, this will pretty much quell a lot of the fire danger we have today, at least where you're getting the rain. The outflow boundary, those gusts that come through, might be a different story, but hopefully enough people are getting rain to follow that to kind of quell any of those concerns. And the fire danger is generally a little bit lower over the next few days. The Texas A&M University has a really good scale for showing that, and they have shown that the fire danger really is not that great across our area. I have continued to warn of it because of the winds, and the ground hasn't really been wet. In fact, I'm getting rain now. And in fact, what's really fun is that when the rain hits the ground, there's almost steam coming out of it, because the pavement has been heated so intensely that now we're getting a little bit of rain. It's causing steam to go across. That's just what happens when it's been so long since we had rain that it's hitting the very, very hot pavement across our area. And I think we did make it to 100 degrees today, not very far above that, if above it at all. But I do think we hit those triple digits, but we're going to be done with that for a while. We're going to be done at least for the rest of the work week. Looks like we could be in the triple digits again Sunday and Monday, but for the rest of this week, hey, we're in the 90s and we'll take it. We could be in the mid-90s, 95, 96 degrees over the next couple of days. And that combined with this rain, tomorrow will be more humid. We're going to be looking at heat index values probably approaching that triple digit point. But hey, it's air temperatures in the mid-90s. We will take it. So the other good news is that all of this is going to be bringing rain-cooled air. So these storms, we've talked about this before, these storms that are particularly gusty, what's going to happen is that these storms will continue, and as they die out, what's going to happen is all that energy is going to get pushed towards the ground. That's going to go outward, right? So with some of these storms, you'll get a big sudden gust of wind, and then the storm is gone, because that's what happens. The core of the storm kind of gets squashed out, but that cool air goes out in all directions. So we could be looking at a very helpful situation in that regard. So as this outflow boundary continues to push to the south, that's going to bring more energy to southern parts of the county and hopefully ignite more showers and thunderstorms across those areas. If we put this back into motion, you can see how that occurred here. So you see the outflow boundary, and that ignited all of these showers and storms as it went through. they tried to have a few that popped up throughout different parts of the county ahead of it. Didn't really last very long, but this boundary is really what provided a lot of that push. So as it continues southward, and it has moved through Ennis here, so hopefully we'll see more activity pop up in the gap here. And there is a bigger gap between the activity and the alpha boundary, which suggests to me the boundary could be losing some of that energy. Unfortunately, like I said, better chances of rain the further north you go. Tomorrow is a bit of a different story, though. Tomorrow looks like for our particular area, we could see a better chance of rain generally. So I would say if this is what we're getting now and we have a better chance tomorrow, that's pretty good news for Ellis County. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here, and everybody enjoy the rain where you're getting it. If you're not getting any rain, then hey, wait for tomorrow. Just give tomorrow a chance. We'll do one more look around of where we're getting rain again. The Midlothian area, we'll see if we can kind of get Midlothian proper to get some rain and kind of fill in that gap there. Again, over to the 75154 zip code here from about Pecan Hill and Red Oak on down to the Boyce area. That shower sticking around there. And then again, as we get east of I-45 here, here's I-45. You have Ferris, Trumbull, and Palmer there. All of these showers that are happening kind of right along the Trinity River there. Those are the places that are lucky so far. And as this outflow boundary continues to move to the south, as that continues to push on, that's going to give more opportunities for rain to develop across the area. So if you are in the path of this outflow boundary, and pretty much all of Ellis County is, if I get out of the way a little bit, you can see it stretches all the way from Venus to just south of Ennis. We will watch to see if we can fill in this gap a little bit with a few more showers and storms before that outflow boundary kind of loses its energy. And then, like I said, more showers and thunderstorms are possible tomorrow afternoon, pretty much around the same time. So if you don't get rain today, keep in mind, we have another shot tomorrow, and then after that, we have highs in the 90s, and then unfortunately the weekend, it's back into the triple digits with dry conditions. Take what you can today, and hey, send me in those videos or whatever you happen to get. If you got a lot of rain coming, anything like that, if you manage to get hail, send that in. I know that there's a question just came in if we're expecting hail. I'll kind of leave you with a wrap-up here. We're not expecting severe weather today. Some of the storms could be gusty. We could see gusty winds associated with some of those, especially as the storms are getting ready to die out. Not expecting any hail, at least large hail today. Could see some smaller hail in some of the storms kind of right at their peak. As they grow upward and those updrafts really, really get strong at kind of the height of that storm. You could see some small, maybe pea-sized hail, not anything severe today, and then definitely not looking at a tornado situation. So just expecting some quick showers, thunderstorms. It's raining here right now. It's not a really heavy rain, but some of these could bring a pretty decent downpour. So if you're in the southern half of the county, right now this outflow boundary hasn't grown anything new yet, but it still could, so be prepared for rain. And then we're going to do this all over again tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll continue to bring updates throughout the afternoon.